seems like a lot of up downs and things like that, punishment for penalties and mental mistakes today. Is that kind of how you drive home that point?
I don't think it was necessarily out of the ordinary. An individual here or there needed a little more out of the offensive scout team, so we got their attention. But no, I thought it was a pretty good practice, really, and we have practiced. We've had good practices. Now we just need to get on the field during the game.
How do you go about doing that?
I think you just keep doing it. Part of it's experience. We've got a lot of fellas here that haven't played too many football games, and as coaches, we got to get them to grow up quick. Because we have a bunch of first-time stars. They got that under their belt and out of the way, so now we need to roll.
From the mental thing you talk about pouting, do you feel like they've gotten a hold of that message this week?
We practiced good last week and we practiced good this week. So now, we just need to duplicate that. We need to duplicate on Saturday and be able to do that consistently.
You spoke earlier this week on the changes you were looking for from week one, saying your main emphasis is on attitude. What have you noticed just today?
I think practice was good. I didn't think we made the improvement the first game that I would have liked to have seen. I do think we didn't practice.
Jeff Toole had an immense amount of performance anxiety in week one. How has he addressed that this week?
Well, I didn't think his was any more immense than everybody else's. I thought as an entire team we did. And I thought his was kind of consistent with the rest of the group. I didn't think there was anything special about his by comparison. Just as an entire unit, we need to just go out there and do it like we do in practice.
Is he still your starting guy?
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you want to see from him this week?
Improve, and then, like I say, do what he does. He had a really good team period and good skill period. Go out and do it in the game.
Do you feel like offensively, you kind of mentioned having some explosive plays, just those miscues. Do you feel like you're not as far off as it might look on the final box score?
Well, I don't think there's any question. We had 2 touchdowns taken off the board. If we finish the first drive, if we finish that kickoff return drive, that's 28 plus 6. That's more than enough. And then plus, if we do that, they're a different team too. I think if we put that first one in, 17-play drive, most people can't execute 17 straight plays. And then, I don't know if they score after that or not, but I know that the whole mentality to the thing's entirely different.
How do their big 3 wide receivers stack up to some of the guys you got?
I think they're good players. They've always been good at throwing the ball. They've always had a tradition of throwing the ball, and they've always been pretty good at it. So I think they're good players.
What's the biggest difference between the 2 offenses?
I can't say that they're huge differences. I think they're a little more. They'll throw it, and they're pretty wide open, but they'll do a little more ball control than we do.
As it gets closer, you getting excited to getting out there on the sideline in front of the stadium, the home fans, and hopefully coming out with a win?
Well, I've heard for years what a great environment this stadium is, and I'm excited to see it. And it'll be that coupled with the brand new press box and everything else.
Okay, good off-the-wall question for you. Washington had a live tiger at their practice yesterday in preparation to go play at LSU. I know you're a big wildlife guy. Is that something that, do you think that's any kind of advantage for them, knowing that they're going to see a tiger or something, or what do you think of a move like that?
Well, I think it would be impressive if they let that tiger out of the cage. And then, or the other thing that they could have done is they could have stuck a husky in there with that tiger and let that husky outduel that tiger inside that cage, and I think it'd send a message to everybody.
Who'd you put your money on?
I think I'd put my money on the same animal everybody else would.